Over the next 21 days, something extraordinary is set to unfold, not outside of you, but within you. This message from the Pleiadian High Council isn't meant to alarm or confuse, but to awaken the deep layers of truth already encoded within your spirit. These days carry a vibrational opportunity to align with galactic frequencies, to reawaken your divine DNA, and to remember who you truly are. It's not about prediction. It's about preparation. As solar activity intensifies, your internal world is being fine-tuned. You're not here by accident. You came to Earth for this moment, and the countdown has begun. What the next 21 days activate within you? The Pleiadian High Council shares that the next 21 days are not just calendar markers, but vibrational checkpoints coded with activation pulses from the galactic core. These pulses are silent to the physical ear, but powerful in the spiritual body. They move through solar winds and photon light, gently dissolving dense frequency layers held in the human energy field. For many, this will feel like deep emotional waves, strange dreams, and powerful insights that arrive out of nowhere. These are signs that your higher blueprint is initiating a reset process. The countdown is less about external shifts and more about internal readiness. What you begin to feel now is a mirror of your soul's stored contracts preparing to unlock. You may notice heightened sensitivity, a desire to isolate or to create, or even moments of time distortion. These are all part of your field realigning with its original resonance. The energy centers in your body, especially your solar plexus and crown, are entering into harmonic resonance with solar codes. This isn't just about intuition rising. It's about soul structure realignment. You are not simply being prepared to survive a cosmic event. You are being attuned to co-create with it. Each of these days is like a step in a spiral, gently recalibrating your soul to remember its pre-incarnational mission. While the outside world may continue to operate in urgency and noise, you are being called inward. This is your invitation to be still, to observe, and to receive. The countdown isn't leading to one single moment. It's guiding you through a sacred bridge of recalibration, step by conscious step. Quantum photon rain. Each wave of solar activity over the next 21 days is more than just electromagnetic. It's a carrier of encoded consciousness. The photon rain pouring through Earth's magnetic field holds quantum intelligence, arriving in pulses designed to awaken dormant strands within your energetic matrix. This light doesn't just touch the skin. It penetrates the auric layers, spiraling down to your cellular memory. Many will feel subtle vibrations in the spine, ringing in the ears, or brief moments of timelessness. These are the first signs of photon light entrainment activating your multidimensional awareness. This energy surge isn't random. It's deeply attuned to the agreements made by higher soul councils, yours included. Your body, though dense in form, is a crystalline receiver in design. As this photon light integrates, it seeks coherence, causing the dissonant patterns to surface and release. You may feel emotional releases, spontaneous clarity, or a sense of past timelines dissolving behind you. What's happening is realignment, and it happens at the speed of readiness, not fear. This light never forces. It invites remembrance through frequency elevation. In sacred terms, photon light is considered a purifier and amplifier. As it merges with your field, it reveals both the wounds and the wisdom you've carried. It reveals not just who you are now, but who you were before you forgot. This is why sleep may feel lighter, dreams more lucid, and creativity more spontaneous. Your cells are receiving light-coded language, information that doesn't pass through logic, but through resonance. You are not absorbing just light. You are absorbing higher truths encoded in the very fabric of photonic intelligence. DNA light sequence triggering through solar plasma codes. Your DNA is far more than a biological map. It is a crystalline antenna for universal intelligence. During the next 21 days, solar plasma emissions will carry waveform instructions intended to interface with your dormant DNA strands. These strands, often called junk DNA, are in truth sacred light architecture waiting for cosmic ignition. The solar plasma will not mutate your DNA but awaken it, allowing you to access memories, wisdom, and intuitive gifts that have been sleeping inside you for lifetimes. These DNA activations don't unfold through drama or intensity. They unfold through stillness and willingness. You may find yourself drawn to nature, to water, or to ancient symbols and tones. This is your inner technology seeking external resonance to help ground the changes. Some may feel muscle tingling, spontaneous heat in the chest, or surges of insight that seem to rise from nowhere. These aren't anomalies. They are confirmations. Your DNA is not just unlocking your past, it is blueprinting your quantum future. Every cell carries the memory of your galactic lineage. The plasma light codes awaken not only what was, but what is yet to be realized in your divine form. This means your senses may expand. You may notice synchronicities increasing, heart coherence strengthening, and timelines feeling more fluid. Your body is becoming a conduit, and the more you trust the subtle shifts, the faster the higher DNA strands can anchor. This is not a biological evolution. It's a soul retrieval happening in molecular language. Your morphogenetic field is being recalibrated now. The morphogenetic field, the invisible energetic blueprint surrounding your body, is undergoing massive realignment. This field is what holds your emotional imprints, ancestral memories, and future potentials. Over the next 21 days, the photon and plasma interplay will begin restructuring the way your field holds energy. Old wounds, unresolved storylines, and inherited fear-based patterns will begin to dissolve, not through effort, but through energetic incompatibility with the incoming light. It's not collapse, it's purification through frequency coherence. Your morphogenetic field is like the scaffolding around your physical experience. As it recalibrates, your outer world may appear to shift rapidly. Relationships, locations, habits may suddenly feel out of resonance. This is not chaos. It is clarity. When you feel tired for no reason or overwhelmed by subtle things, know your energy field is discharging density that's no longer needed. You are not losing control. You are regaining energetic sovereignty. You are shedding what never truly belonged to your original soul pattern. This recalibration is guided by your higher self and watched over by interdimensional light beings, including the Pleiadian Council. They do not interfere. They simply hold frequency windows open so your field can realign more gracefully. As this shift occurs, you may feel the call to declutter your space, fast, journal, or simply be in silence. All of these are organic methods your system uses to stabilize new geometry. Your field isn't breaking. It's becoming crystalline. And soon, your inner reality will begin reflecting that sacred structure. Time folds are dissolving. One of the most disorienting yet miraculous aspects of this 21-day window is the collapse of rigid, linear time perception. You may begin to feel days blending, memories resurfacing in strange order, or moments of déjà vu intensifying. This is because your higher consciousness is detaching from the 3D grid of cause and effect time. You are stepping into spiral time, time that loops, revisits, and folds over itself in divine intelligence. It's not confusion. It's the real structure behind the illusion of clocks and calendars. As time folds, your soul begins re-accessing unresolved experiences, often not to relive, but to integrate. A conversation from 5 years ago may suddenly replay in your heart. A dream from childhood may return with new meaning. This is the universe collapsing outdated reference points so that you can live from presence, not from programming. You are not regressing. You are becoming whole. Each time echo is a layer asking to be seen, understood, and dissolved in light. You will notice that manifestation speeds up, because without linear drag, energy obeys intention more purely. Thought and reality will begin sensing. Emotions and outcomes will become mirrors. This is why mindfulness will become your greatest ally. Your awareness becomes the dial by which you steer your entire field. The Pleiadian High Council reminds us, time is not a cage, it is a classroom. And when you graduate from time, you begin to co-create with eternity. Crystalline neurology. As solar flashes interact with Earth's electromagnetic field, they also interact with your personal energy matrix, especially the crystalline neural grid that connects your higher consciousness with your biological brain. Over the next 21 days, many will begin to experience flashes of insight, altered states of awareness, and unusual clarity. This isn't random. It's the result of crystalline light restructuring synaptic pathways. You're not just thinking differently. You're processing reality from a higher octave of perception. This upgrade begins subtly. You might notice sudden inner silence, increased sensitivity to tone and color, or temporary disorientation followed by deep understanding. The brain's beta-dominant programming is making way for alpha and theta wave dominance, gateways to multidimensional thought. The crystalline network doesn't override your free will. It enhances your intuitive navigation. Your brain is no longer working alone. It's sensing with the heart, the gut, and etheric layers beyond sight. These changes may bring moments of emotional intensity as outdated neural loops collapse. Memories from your past could resurface only to dissolve like mist, releasing the charge they held over your identity. This is neurological ascension. The architecture of fear is being cleared to make room for inspired, harmonic thinking. You may find that your old logic no longer fits your current path. That's not confusion, that's evolution. The crystalline mind is not a goal, it's your natural state returning. Interdimensional veil rebalancing. During this sacred 21-day window, the veil between dimensions becomes thinner, not because it was torn, but because you are raising your vibration to meet the layers beyond. You may start seeing subtle movements in peripheral vision, feel the presence of guides more clearly, or sense that reality is softer and more dreamlike. These aren't hallucinations, they are your intuitive senses recalibrating to perceive frequencies that have always been present. The veil exists to help you focus during incarnation. But as your purpose expands and your consciousness aligns, it naturally begins to fade. Some may have contact with higher beings, not as visions but as thought forms, sudden downloads, or feelings of divine presence. The Pleiadian Council has said these glimpses are part of the new sensory map being embedded in awakened souls. You're not being visited. You're remembering how to see multidimensionally again. Don't be surprised if your dreams feel more real than waking life, or if symbols begin to repeat in your environment. These are breadcrumbs across the veil, gently guiding you into vibrational discernment. It's no longer about believing. It's about sensing, witnessing, and feeling from within. The veil rebalancing is not a magic trick. It's your soul's natural transition into a more holistic experience of reality. The more you soften into this, the clearer the unseen becomes. The Pleiadian Council's etheric pulse transmission to Earth. For the next 21 days, Earth will be subtly bathed in etheric pulse transmissions from the Pleiadian High Council. These pulses are not detectable by technology, but their harmonic codes interact directly with your soul's resonance. Think of them as cosmic tuning forks, realigning your inner frequency with your original galactic blueprint. These pulses come not as commands, but as loving invitations for your remembrance. You may experience this as sudden clarity, overwhelming peace, or even tears with no specific cause. This isn't emotional imbalance, it's alignment. The frequencies contain encoded instructions sent through the subtle realms that reconnect you to what you agreed to before incarnating. The Council does not interfere, they co-resonate. This means the codes can only unlock what your soul is already ready to access. If you feel activation, that's not pressure, it's permission. These transmissions are especially strong during periods of stillness, nature immersion, or deep sleep. That's when your conscious defenses are lowered, and the codes can settle into your auric layers. Over time, they reorganize how you make decisions, feel your purpose, and interact with others. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming fully aware of the multidimensional being you already are. The pulses are like spiritual acupuncture, opening meridians of memory within your field. Magnetic heart core expansion. As solar frequencies rise and interact with the Earth's magnetic grid, your own magnetic heart field is undergoing expansion. This shift isn't just emotional, it's electromagnetic. Your heart is being tuned to a higher range of coherence, which means you may feel things more deeply, but also more clearly. This isn't weakness, it's an upgrade. Your heart is becoming a central processor for your entire consciousness. The expansion begins by bringing up old grief, guilt, and resentment, not to punish, but to release. Many starseeds will feel waves of emotion for no apparent reason. Let them pass through. Your heart is recalibrating to hold higher frequencies, and in doing so, it must release the lower vibrations it has carried quietly for years. This expansion will also amplify your empathy, but in a grounded way. You'll know what others feel without becoming lost in it. The Pleiadians remind us that the magnetic heart core is your divine compass. As it expands, you'll notice how physical health, mental clarity, and spiritual intuition all respond to how open your heart is. This is not metaphorical. It's electromagnetic truth. A coherent heart field literally reorganizes the space around you. In the coming days, you'll begin to feel people, places, and choices, not just as ideas, but as energy signatures your heart either harmonizes with or doesn't. That is your new navigation system. Ancient soul contracts reactivating hidden galactic lineages. During this time of high energetic influx, deep soul contracts made long before this incarnation are now reactivating within your field. These contracts were made not out of obligation, but out of divine willingness to assist Earth during her ascension cycle. Many of these agreements are held in dormant layers of your light body, only triggered once your vibrational signature reaches a matching threshold. And now that moment has arrived for many. As these contracts awaken, you may feel sudden urges to change direction, meet new people, or take actions that seem unrelated to your current life story. Trust this. What you're sensing is your galactic lineage, sending impulses from within. This isn't about identity. It's about responsibility. You may begin to resonate with star languages, feel drawn to ancient symbols, or develop gifts you never studied. This is your encoded soul script coming online. These activations do not require you to abandon your current life. In fact, they enrich it. You're not here to escape Earth. You're here to anchor what Earth has forgotten. Your galactic lineages, whether Pleiadian, Sirian, Arcturian, or others, are not here to separate you from humanity. They are here to remind you that you carry a sacred synthesis. Earth is the meeting point of many lineages, and your soul is a bridge between the stars and the soil. That is the real awakening. Earth's axial alignment sync with galactic core frequencies. As the solar pulses intensify, Earth's rotational axis is subtly syncing with frequencies radiating from the galactic core. This alignment is not visible to the physical eye, but its effects are profound. You may feel increased dizziness, sensitivity to sound, or surges of inspiration that seem to arrive from nowhere. This is your energetic body responding to the harmonic match between Earth's shifting position and galactic consciousness. You are, quite literally, standing on a planet that is beginning to listen differently to the universe. This alignment affects more than just physical sensation. It tunes your intuition. You'll notice that decisions come from deeper spaces, that your inner yes and no become unmistakably clear. When Earth aligns with higher galactic frequencies, the resonance passes through all life forms, including the human nervous system. That's why some people feel both disoriented and deeply focused at the same time. The axis is adjusting its spiritual compass, and you are part of that recalibration. The Pleiadian High Council reminds us that Earth is not just a planet, but a living consciousness. When she syncs with the center of the galaxy, she sends signals through your feet, your breath, and your blood. Your bones begin to remember. You are being brought into alignment with not just space and time, but with purpose. This is why grounding, walking barefoot, and breathing deeply during these days are not just spiritual practices. They are cosmic collaborations. Your holographic light body is responding to solar instructions. Your physical body is just one expression of your being. Surrounding it is your holographic light body, a multidimensional structure made of sacred geometry and living codes. During the next 21 days, the solar flash waves carry subtle instructions that are only recognized by your light body. These instructions don't come in language. They come in vibration, and they update your spiritual operating system without conscious effort. It's like a cosmic software update you've been waiting lifetimes for. This may express itself as pressure between the eyebrows, pulsing at the back of the neck, or golden light in meditative states. Your holographic field begins to spin in new directions, drawing in guidance, protection, and memory. The changes are not always felt immediately, but they are foundational. As your light body adjusts, your sensitivity increases, but so does your resilience. You'll find yourself more immune to fear, more detached from chaos, and more attuned to truth. The Council reminds us that your holographic body is the vehicle you'll need for future stages of soul expansion. It is your interface with higher dimensions, dream travel, and galactic communication. Treat your body gently during this time, not out of fragility, but out of sacredness. You are not becoming light. You are light, learning how to fully embody that truth in form. These instructions from the Sun are the very codes you helped design before arriving on Earth. 21-day cycle of spiritual memory recovery and recalibration. These 21 days are not just energetic. They are a sacred rhythm encoded in your soul's blueprint. Each day unlocks specific layers of spiritual memory, both personal and collective. The first few days may stir forgotten emotions, while the middle phase often activates vision, purpose, and higher guidance. The final stretch is integration, where the downloads become embodied. It's not linear, it's spiral. You may loop back, revisit, refeel, but always with a higher lens each time. You may begin recalling dreams with more clarity, having sudden flashes of childhood or past life memories, or feeling inexplicable emotions linked to lifetimes you've never lived, at least not here. This is memory recovery in real time. Your soul is organizing fragments into a coherent story. And as your memory returns, so does your strength, because clarity is power, and knowing your essence is the end of fear. During recalibration, you may crave solitude, nature, water, or silence. These aren't escapes, they are recovery chambers. Your body is catching up with what your spirit already knows. Let yourself rest when needed. Move when guided. Speak when called. There's no right way to process this cycle, only your way. But trust this, every breath you take during this window is part of your sacred return to remembrance. Navigating between parallel timelines with conscious precision. As your vibration shifts during this period, you may begin to notice multiple outcomes appearing simultaneously. You'll sense the you who said yes, the you who walked away, and the you who chose fear, and yet you'll remain centered in the timeline you consciously nourish. This is what it means to navigate between parallel timelines, to choose your highest path, again and again, with awareness and precision. It's not fantasy. It's quantum reality stabilizing in your field. These timeline shifts may feel like sudden forks in the road, changes in people's behavior, or even odd glitches in your surroundings. The universe is presenting choices not to confuse you, but to ask, are you ready to live in full alignment with your soul? You don't need to force anything. Just stay present. Trust what expands your heart, and release what contracts your spirit. You'll feel which path vibrates higher. Your body already knows. The Pleiadian Council reminds us that timelines are alive. They breathe, they respond, and they evolve. You are not locked into a destiny. You're sculpting it every second with thought, feeling, and action. That's why this 21-day window is so sacred. Your awareness is your wand. Use it gently, use it wisely. And when you find yourself aligned with the timeline of your soul's joy, stay there, not with tension, but with trust.